Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulphurblade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, and welcome back to Football Coach College Dynasty. Alright, so we are basically, we've gone through the initial preseason part of Season 5. We have high hopes for this season. Let's jump in and get this stuff done before the first game. Recruiting, so we will go to points ahead estimate, sort down to the bottom, which is going to be the people we're losing the battle with, and we will assign our bitches accordingly. Alright, and we have visits to schedule, it looks like. None here. Wait, this is a defensive player. Okay, defense I like to put on week 11. This is a QB, week 12. We're going to have a bit too many QBs to deal with this year. I don't really want to mix, but we're going to be mixing, I suppose. Scheduling is not working out like I normally like it to. It's because we got far too, well, we can't, so when you group up offensive players, typically you get a bonus, but there are certain offensive players you can't group up, like quarterbacks for instance, and we're going after quite a few quarterbacks this time around, so that's kind of screwing us up. We have scouting to assign. Alright, scouting has been assigned. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't given people offers. Alright, offers have been handed out. $83.83. You know, there's an outside shot that we might have a shot at pulling off an upset against Nebraska. That would be pretty sweet. Depth chart should... Oh, no, it probably isn't adjusted. Alright, QB situation looks fine. Running backs. Yes, there's things I need to do here, isn't there? This freshman goes down here. We are going to stick with the 3-player rotation. Fullback is going to be Cole Denson. Short yardage back is going to be Saul Anderson. Third down back. Was that Julian Wolf? 71 catching, 67 route running. So he's got slightly better catching than everyone else. 50 and 66 in the blocking category. Doesn't necessarily have better blocking. I think I'm gonna leave this as auto. Freshman down at the bottom. Wide receiver rotation is looking at 6 players right now. Am I fine with 6 players? Slot. Okay, slots we want guys who are good route runners, maybe shorter in stature. and have less speed. Less speed, good route running, shorter in stature. That kind of nails this guy, I think. Right, these are our two fastest guys, so they're both going outside. I'm going to adjust this guy to slot. He's got route running on the better side of the rest of the receivers. He also has run blocking and strength, which might not be saying anything about it, but I think a slot running back should be on the better blocking side for blocking plays. Okay, so we got 4 outsides and 2 slots. That's about what I like to have. That'll work. Alright, tight ends. .74 speed, 75 catching. This guy's got better speed, but his catching's not really there. He's got 80 and 65 on the blocking. We'll leave the third guy as whatever. Alright, our offensive line. Our nice looking offensive line this year. Eight-player rotation seems fine. This freshman needs to get pulled down. Left tackle. the sheer speed that this guy has. Speed is typically more useful for tackles. And this guy's also got a really big body. His pass blocking is a little less than some of these other guys, but I think I'm still going to put him at the tackle position. Slowest guy, I'm thinking of him as the center. And these two guys are going to be guards. I'll let these guys auto sub in to whatever position. Alright, the defensive line. Can we go to 5 players this year? I think that makes sense. Alright, he's an end. He is going to have to play end, and he will be the nose tackle. Okay, these guys are subs. Is there a preference I want them to be at when they sub? You can see their pursuit is low on both of them. Alright, well he's got slightly higher speed, slightly higher pursuit. So he can be substitute end, which puts him as a substitute interior. Man, that's everyone but our freshman. Do I really want... Alright, let's keep it a 6-man rotation then. Straight away, Noah Dietrich is looking like an inside linebacker. Okay, Jordy Nelson. He's got the best pursuit. I think the best speed. He's going to outside for sure. Okay, very good speed, very good pursuit. You're coming off the bench to be an outside linebacker. So we got our two bench guys figured out, one for the outside, one for the inside. Now it's just a matter of sticking these blocks into square holes. Now I could take this guy and put him on the inside because of his defensive IQ. However, is that where he best belongs? He's got 69 speed, 86 pursuit, so he wouldn't be terrible on the outside. 58 speed is a bit of a drop off. Alright, this guy is a major drop off in speed here. He's going to go inside. So is this guy or this guy more fit to be an inside linebacker? 72 speed, 80 pursuit. 69 speed, 86 pursuit. Yeah, it's this and a half dozen of the other. I'm gonna put him at inside, I think, which leaves this guy outside. He's got 72 speed, 80 pursuit. He'll be fine at outside, I believe. Yeah. Alright, so we have our linebackers set. The starting 4 and the 2 guys that come in for relieving people. Corners. 5-player rotation looks fine. Pull this redshirt freshman up above the other freshman. Hmm. Alright, he's got the best man coverage of the group. His speed is alright. So put him on the outside. He's got the worst speed of the group, really. And maybe the almost the worst on man coverage. He can match up on the slots. Right, 92 speed, 85 man coverage. 92 speed is the fastest of the group. 85 man coverage is one of the better. He needs to be on an outside. We'll leave these other two to auto. They can sub in as the game dictates them to need to go into. Is that what we're gonna do? Now this guy's really looking. He's got the speed to kind of hang with an outside. Outside and slot. So what happens in 5 receiver sets with this? Yeah, I need to just leave you to auto. I don't know how the game treats 5 receiver sets. Are all of the wide receivers that are inside of the 2 outside receivers considered slots, or is the slot receiver considered the guy closest to the line that sometimes goes in motion? So could you have like 2 outside receivers and on each side of the line, yeah. What is the game's definition of what a slot receiver is compared to what an outside receiver is? I think it could be argued in different ways here. I'm gonna leave these to auto because I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Alright, safeties. He's weak. Well, I don't know as if he's going to be weak, but he's got 58 strength. He's got 70 strength. So right off the bat, Gibson is looking like a better candidate for strong safety. How's the speed situation? 81 compared to 83. So he's weaker and faster. This is making me think of him as the free safety right off the bat without looking at anything else. And he's looking at more of the strong safety because he's stronger and a little less fast. Now, hmm. 100 zone coverage. That's better on the free safety, I would think, right? But I would rather have this 85 tackling on the strong. I still think he's the better free safety. And we'll leave the other two. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not putting a freshman into the lineup. Well, if we have this situation, which is a pair of 72s, we might as well increase the rotation. Or do I decrease the rotation down to 3 safeties? Would that make more sense? Yeah. I think we will decrease the rotation to 3. Now the big question that has been weighing on my mind. What to do with our freshman kicker. You know, Billy Brady has been on the squad for 5 years now, and he's never got an opportunity to play in a game. The guy must be a little disappointed. He's disappointed no longer. I cannot bring myself to start a freshman when I could redshirt him. So, Billy Brady is going to be playing this year. The other thought process behind this is I believe we're going to be good enough this year that we're not going to need a good kicker, with the exception of this upcoming game we're about to play in. So this upcoming game we're about to play in, he could probably come in useful because we might find ourselves in long kicking situations against Oklahoma that could turn the tide of the game, possibly. But otherwise, I think we're going to be beating most of our competition this year pretty convincingly. We should be ending up in the end zone more often and not having to kick long field goals. So for that reason, I think it's better that we keep our freshman kicker redshirted, because we have a strong lineup and a strong team. Typically, it's nice to have that amazing kicker for when you have a weaker squad. So since we have one of the better squads that we've had, well, the best squad we probably had in 5 years, I don't see a reason to start the kicker when I could redshirt him. All right, the punter, however, there's no question here. He will be the starting punter. Return specialist. I think Peyton Burks was previously our return specialist, so he should be probably fine at the job. His ball security is a little lacking, and his catching is a little on the low side. We'll leave it. We'll leave it be. Alright, and then what's the last thing I'm thinking about doing here? The game plan. Who are we throwing to this year? Okay, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Alright, let's play our first game against Nebraska. We should be set and ready to go. Nebraska is favored by 16. We'll call heads. It's tails. Nebraska has elected to defer to the second half. It's raining. We're a run team, so that might be in our favor. Fourth and 3. No, I don't want to give Nebraska good field position. We're punting, please. Stick with the run. No, no, no. Fourth and 4. Yeah, we'll punt again. It's a touchback. we're getting into that yardage that sucks to not having to have that kicker for. It's an awfully short punt. Touchback. First and 10, second and 1, first and 10, second and 3, third and 5. Okay, it's still scoreless. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Fourth down conversion. Whew. Inside run, 34-yard field goal. Come on, kicker, who's never kicked in a game that I allowed to start. Big kick. He makes the big kick. We are ahead of Nebraska after the first half. What a ball game. Okay, first and 10, second and 10, first and 10, first and 10, second and 10, first and 10, second and 7, third and 4, first and goal, touchdown for Nebraska. First and 10, second and 5, third and 5, first and 10, second and 9, third and 1, fourth and 1. Nebraska has woken up in the second half. Third and 6, first and 10, second and 13, third and 13. Another touchdown. Evidently they have, or our defense has gone to sleep. First and 10, first and 10, second and 9, third and 9, fourth and 9. Third and 10. Ooh, big play. Second and 10. First and 10. Touchdown for us. Oh, we went for 2 points. Damn it, why wasn't I paying attention? Third and 2, fourth and 2. Punting for us. First and 10. Whoa! 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 Hold the phone. What just happened? We got an interception return for a touchdown against Nebraska? We are now up. And are we going for a 2-point here? I mean, why? So it's currently 15. Well, I suppose a 2-point would make it 17. So it would put us... Alright, fine. Failed again. But we're up against Nebraska. It's huge. Second and 10. Third and 1. First and 10. Second and 10. First and 10. Second and 11. Third and 4. First and 10. Second and 10. Third and 9. Field goal. 35-yard field goal. In the rain. Do they have a bad kicker? They have a pretty good kicker. Nebraska's up 17-15 with 50 seconds left. All in all, I have to be happy with this game. Isn't it a little early for Hail Marys? All right. More yards than Nebraska. Nebraska actually had more rushing yards than us. About even in the time of possession. I don't know. That game could have gone either way. Was the rain helpful for us? Is the rain the reason we were even in it? Hard to say, but I'm proud of my squad there. 15-17 versus Nebraska. That should help set the set the tone for the season. Might actually help Nebraska fall out of the top 25 too. They might be like, what the hell just happened against Northern Illinois? Why is Nebraska ranked? Alright, finish game and advanced week. Are you kidding? Not kidding at all. We're going to have a major injury to our QB. It's a good thing we have a pretty damn good backup quarterback. Linebacker Jordy Nelson has been injured. All right, Jimmy. I've wanted you to be the starting quarterback for a while, but you've disappointed me in your off-season gains. Let's do something about that, shall we? And the linebacker situation. Jordy Nelson, you are... You're the reserve outside linebacker now. All right, recruiting. So 5 points ahead. All right, things are starting to turn in our favor. Offensive lineman, wide receiver, corner should be week 11. Defensive line, probably week 11. I might not have thought this through very much. We're going to end up with far too many quarterbacks on the roster, that's for sure. Obviously, some of them are getting cut. Alright, let's go back to sorting by position. Okay, here's the QBs. We got a 66A and a 66A and a 67B+. and a 64A. And those are all virtually the same guy. How do I... How do I choose? Alright. Remove him. Terry Carpenter. Alright, well that's one less QB that's going to be sitting around in our depth chart. So now we're down to 18. We have 15 seniors, I believe, that are leaving this year, so we're going to have basically 3 people that are going to need to be cut to make room for this new class. I think we should be able to figure out how to pull that off. Okay, set practice focus versus Akron. Stop the run. That's what we do. Should not need to adjust the game plan. Alright, let's jump into our first conference game. We are favored by 4.5. I'll be very disappointed if we don't win by a lot more than 4.5. Looking at the matchup, QB IQ is lacking on that guy. Their wide receivers look good catching and good route running. Not the greatest speed. He's got good speed. His catching and route running is a little lackluster. I think we should be good here. Let's play ball. Akron wins the toss. Akron is elected to defer to the second half. Alright, we'll let the offensive coordinator have his way most of the time. We will keep an eye out for anything obscenely crazy being called by him. interception, sadly. Third and 9, first and 10, first and 10, second and 10, third and 3, fourth and 1. Akron made a field goal. Touchdown. First and 10, second and 3, first and 10, second and 6, third and 6, first and 10, first and goal, second and goal, third and goal. Held them to a field goal. Interception. Okay, our rookie quarterback is getting off to a good game with 2 interceptions. Punting already. Touchdown. Alright, offensive coordinator. Let's get to running the ball, please. We are a run team. Let's run the damn ball. No. No, we are going to line up on the as if it's the goal line. We're going to smash our superior run offense right across. Now would be a good time for play action. Yes. Okay. We're going back to the run. We got nowhere. Great. Okay, play action, please. You know what? They'll never expect an inside run. That means a pretty long field goal for this kicker. But he made it. Right, defense. Offense. Come on, we're not playing Oklahoma here. Oh, fuck me, another interception. Hey, we got an interception. Thank you. Can our defense like play some ball here? Alright, we need to get this run game going. losing faith in this quarterback. Alright, that's better. Let's get this game back under our control here. Alright, we got breathing room. I mean, punting would certainly be the conservative thing to do here. Yeah. Okay, game's over. I'm not really happy about that game. Felt our defense let us down there. Well, did our defense let us down, or did these 3 interceptions from our young quarterback let us down? So Jimmy Dickey has set a new record for interceptions for our organization. Probably a record he doesn't want to have. I believe this is a corner, so we'll stick him there. Alright, we're not using any nil on any players this offseason. We don't technically need just about anyone we're recruiting this year. And of the people we do need that we're recruiting, there's no competition for them. Not competition that requires nil anyway. Alright, visits have been scheduled. There's a recruiting action. Oh, evidently I missed a pitch. Could be a tough upcoming game against Ohio. They're currently 2-0. Adjusting depth charts on who and why. We had no injuries. Nobody got healthy. There was nothing to adjust. And we're fine with the game plan. Okay, so this upcoming game is of moderate importance. I'm trying to say that they're all of extreme importance. We have a 2-0 Ohio on the other side of the bracket. They're trying to establish their run for the conference, just as we are. This is a tone setter, is what it is. We have a pretty good team, one of the better teams in the conference. However, I feel like our team, it's our team's year to win the conference, right? So if we can't beat Ohio, then I've possibly overestimated our team this year, or we do have the quarterback situation where our starting quarterback is out. If we don't get this win against Ohio, it could cause us to have more of a struggle to win the conference than I was originally envisioning. So I think this is an important game. I really feel like it's a tone center for the rest of the season. Okay, we're favored. What does the matchup say? This matchup favors Ohio's defensive talent, so we're not really a passing team anyway, we're a rushing team. This matchup favors Ohio's decent talent. Passing game. So it looks like both of our squads' path is on the ground. Obviously, we have probably the best running back in the conference, so that helps us out. This is their running back. Slow but strong. Has okay ball security, okay vision. He's a bruising type back. Alright, their QB's IQ is a bit low. Hopefully we can exploit that. They've got a good shutdown corner. Alright. Let's get a victory here. Ohio makes the call. Heads is the call. And it's tails. We will defer to the second half. Come on, defense. 1st and 10. Right. Thanks, D. Way to start off the game giving up a huge chunk of yardage. And again, 1st and 10. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. Touchdown. Fourth and 1. Fourth down conversion. Okay. All right, 7-7. No defense this game. And we're punting. All right, we're up 7. What the hell happened there? We're punting. Come on, D. Keep him out of 39-yard field goal, huh? Missed. Second and 7, 3rd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 9, 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 6, 4th and 8, field goal defense. It's a 31-yarder. Missed the field goal. Excellent. Running backs are getting nowhere. We're punting the ball. Okay, we're in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 13. We gave a big first down. 2nd and 3. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. We're letting them hang around in this game. Don't like it. 40-yard field goal. Oh, boy. This is an important kick. If he misses this, and they come down and score a touchdown, this is a ball game again. Oh, he better not fuck this up. Am I gonna regret redshirting the freshman? Good. What the hell happened there? He muffed the punt. They made a field goal. Okay, this is when we need our run game to really step up and chew some clock. Yeah, let's kneel it out. Again, our defense just didn't feel like what I'm used to my defenses feel like. Like they let the opponent hang in it too much. Gave up too many big plays. 3 20-yard plays and a 40-yard play. Alright, we're 2-0 in the conference. We're 2-1 overall, with our one loss coming to a high prestige squad in Oklahoma. And here comes the injuries. Okay, defensive line has been hit. Really? You're still a starter, huh? Let's let the healthy guy play. Alright, Central Michigan is 0-3. Okay, Miami, Ohio is favored on the other side of the bracket. No surprise. Kent State is trying over on the other side of the bracket, it looks like. They're 2-1, 2-0 in the conference. Toledo is trailing us, no surprise there. Let's go to the league news. Here's the rankings: Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Oklahoma is number 7, Nebraska, Florida, and Georgia. Player of the Year watch. And we are Mid-American, right? I think so. Yeah. Anderson leads the award race. Defensive Player of the Year. Our safety is up there on top. Nice. And we're number 2 in the power ranking behind Miami. Alright, let's play this game. This is a game we should win handily. We're going to defer to the second half. Looks like there's some rain, which again should help us out since we're a run-oriented team. Second and 10, third and 8, fourth and 8. Let's keep it conservative. Touchdown. Missed the extra point. Well, we'll chalk that up to the rain. First and 10, second and 10, third and 4. First and 10. This is what I'm talking about. Our defense just is not cutting it this year. Second and 5, third and 5, fourth and 13. Missed field goal. I let the offensive coordinator have too much leeway. He wanted to pass the ball a bit. Punting. Play action I'm fine with. This I'm not. Nice, big gain. There we go. This young QB is having issues. Come on, run game. We gotta remember that our fullback is more of a blocking fullback than he's not really a yardage gainer. Fumble. Cole Denson fumbled the ball. Our fullback. Interception. Nice. Outside run. Halfback stretch. 4th and 2. Game is telling me to go for it, huh? Alright. Second and 8, 3rd and 8, 4th and 13. Punt. 4th and 11. Ooh, what happened there? Peyton Burks, 49-yard return. Very nice. No. No, you guys are saying. No. More yards for the running backs. We need to pad the running stats. We do? Yes, we do. Touchdown. That's the way to end the game. Okay. 489 yards rushing. I want to make sure that our running back makes a mark on the league. I'd like to see him be talked about for first team All-American, not just All-Conference. I want him to be talked about for Player of the Year for the entire kit and caboodle, not just our conference. Oh, and here comes the injuries. Okay, offensive line, wide receiver, linebacker. Offensive line, wide receiver, linebacker. Offensive line, wide receiver. Ooch. No, he comes right out. Okay, offensive line, wide receiver, linebackers. Right. In a year where I feel like we have a good shot at competing, the game wants to throw an obscene number of injuries at me. Appreciate it, game. A couple of these guys are 6 week. Peyton Burks is 6 week. He's our number one wide receiver. That's coupled with our QB. Yeah, game is definitely trying to screw us here. And we're going into what is going to be a rougher game versus Navy. They're not part of our conference, so they are a bit higher quality, if you will. So what's going on with our objectives? Get 4+ defensive interceptions full season. This year we have 3 defensive interceptions, so we're on the verge of accomplishing that one. Pass for 185+ yards in at least 3 games. This year 1 game is meeting that condition. Okay. Win 5+ conference games. This year we've already won 3. Okay, so we're getting close on some of these things. Okay, there's only 3 people on the second page for some reason. There's usually 4. That's saying that something changed. I am sorting this properly, right? Looks like it. Anybody need to be invited anywhere? No. Okay. Yeah, Navy has a fairly decent squad. So we are going to rush the football and we're going to stop the run. That's what we do. Alright, well, Logan Page is going to be the #1 target. Followed by Jude Foster. Why is that? Because our #1 wide receiver is injured. He's going to be injured for several games. And of course, Miami and Toledo, 2 of the tougher matches of the year, are coming up after Navy. So we are going to be going into our Miami match quite bashed and banged up. Not optimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we should come healthy somewhere around the Western Michigan game, provided we don't get a slew of more injuries. And the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4 games here should be with us running on all cylinders. Yeah, not an optimal time to have all these injuries when we're coming into the Miami game. Although I still think the division is ours to win, we might just end up giving up an early loss to Miami, which they're on the other side of the bracket. We'll end up facing them probably again in the conference championship. Hopefully we'll be healthy at that point and we can get revenge, turn the tables on them. So a loss to Miami here and then beating Miami in the conference championship, I could see that scenario playing out. And again, I might be getting ahead of myself. I'm talking like I'm going to be winning the conference, which might be a bit of counting my chickens before they've hatched. But I do feel good about this year, with the exception of all the injuries we're facing. Anyway, I am James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button. Consider subscribing. And until the next time, all, peace.